So today on NewbieVeT, got a special guest. We got my dog,
Vincent. Yep. What's
up?
What's
going on, King?
Chilling, man. Chilling. What's up with you?
Can't call it, man. So we finally get this interview wrapped up, man. Getting it rolling, man. So, man, how your morning going?
Not bad, man. I've been cooling, man. Just kind of, living life, working, enjoying things.
Okay. All right, so let's get into it. So you was born in Germany.
Facts.
Germany.
Yeah. My dad was military, so, you just kind of end up where you end up at.
Right.
And so I was born in Germany, and then traveled a lot with my dad and stuff, and then ended up in Georgia, probably like middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when you came out here in middle school, so that's like, what, your teenage years?
Yeah, 11, 12-ish. I don't really count them as teens, but it's like that preteen. Right? Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, cool. So what school you went to when you came out here?
So I was at Lakeside back when, it's different now. I actually rode by it the other day, but back when Lakeside was like, well, still lame from where I hear, but like back when I was in that lame school, I was there then. It was dope. Okay. And I met my homeboys. Like I went to Lakeside. My girlfriend, actually, she was cheerleader at Laney at the time. And then my homeboys, they was all at North Augusta, Northside. Like that's pretty much where I hung out at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
and then my homeboy Yogi. I was kind of everywhere. I was just kind of around. It was really about music for me in high school. Like I just kind of went where people was doing stuff that like was lit, and so that's kind of what it was.
So you Yogi, y'all kind of grew up together, kind of.
Yeah, man. So
shout out Yogi.
Yeah, homeboy Yogi. Yogi's the one who set all this up, actually.
Oh yeah, man. He set up all this, man.
But yeah, Yogi's always been a connect. So me, Yogi, Northside Will.
Shout out Northside Will.
Yeah, Northside Will. Shout out him too. We all went to the same church, bro. And so
what church?
Macedonia Baptist Church.
Okay.
And so we started off there. Me and Yogi actually went to the same high school later on, which was dope. And Yogi did music and I did music, and Will did music, and so we all did music and sang in choirs and stuff like that. And like it's the vibe. You know how you meet people and like they just good people. Like
right.
you see that they hungry for what they trying to do. You hungry, and like you can just go in that direction with them. And it was just that. Like it was not saying we always had all the tools, and not saying we always made the smartest decisions, but when dumb decisions was made, it wasn't made out of malice or like somebody trying to get over. It was just like you didn't know what you was doing, right. And you did the best that you could, yeah. But it was stupid.
Yeah.
And so it was just like it was that type of environment, and it was just like a group of us growing and trying to get to the money together, and that's really what it was. It was just dope, and so we just kept doing it, and we had our highs, bro. We had like Concrete Boys. We had like
you did work with the Concrete Boys.
Yeah, I worked with Concrete Boys.
How did that situation started?
Bro, funniest situation ever. So I was dating this girl. So women have always been like the best and worst part of my life. But like, bro, best and worst, no lie. So I was dating this girl, and we had went out and we had gotten into a car accident. So we went on. I'm talking about this is our first date. Our first date went out and we headed back to the house, and she was like on one of those last minute turns, like, yo, turn right there, right now. And so like you hit the turn and it was a car. I hit it. It's my fault. And so I was pissed. Boy, Yogi hits me up and he was like, I don't know if I called him or he called me, but we ended up talking. He's like, bro, so he comes out to the accident, all that stuff get cleared out. He knows I'm pissed, bro, but it's super late. So we end up going to Walmart, right? And while we going to Walmart, Skinny and Black, the dudes from Concrete Boys, actually I think it was just Skinny that night. They was at Walmart. They just happened to be at Walmart and they was like freestyling or whatever. And like I said, we just gravitated towards music. They was just fucking around in the aisle playing around or whatever. And so we just gravitated towards there and we end up talking and kicking it and bullshitting that night, And so after we did that, we linked up and then it just kind of grew. Like we liked their vibe. They liked our vibe. We went to the studio. Me and Yogi was like, cause like his brother had a studio in Atlanta.
Right.
And so his brother, man, like I love his brother, but his brother's like really about business. And so I'm his younger brother's best friend. You know what I'm saying? And we like, yo, we got this track. We got these dudes. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
What?
And real talk, he didn't believe us at first. You know what I mean? Like he didn't believe us. And so we had to show him I'm talking about we had to record it. We had to go push it. We do it like his brother had us on, not on some Diddy stuff, but like just basically like show me that you believe in the work. And like I didn't understand it at the time. I thought he was hating. Like I thought he's hating.
Yeah, cause some people do think, like when you trying to you tell somebody like, yo, you tell them your big plans in the back of their mind. Of course, they're gonna always hit you with that regret. because you haven't proved anything yet.
Yeah. So, and like, I didn't understand it at the time. It's one of those things like going through it, I was mad. I was doing all the stuff he was telling me to do because I needed his help. You know what I mean? Like, I need his help, and I know that you dope because I had seen some of his work before, and I know, bro, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were in high school at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in high school, bro. Ain't no way I can fund what we trying to do. So I know I need your help. So I'm gonna do the work. But like at the same time, it was just like, I was like, man, why you got me doing all this? I'm telling you this is fire. Like, everybody rocking with it. And what he's really looking at is just your drive. Because what a lot of young artists don't realize, and a lot of people, a lot of creators even, they think that creating the product is the hard part. And that's really the fun part.
That's the fun part.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the easy part.
Yeah, that's the best part of the whole thing. Right. It might be amazing, but once it's done, you sitting with that amazing thing, and it's sitting on wherever you made it.
Yeah.
And so what you gonna do with that thing? Like, what you gonna do with that once it's done? And then, especially with the internet now, everybody thinks, okay, I'm just gonna upload it to the internet
and see what it does.
And that's cool. You do get those virals every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do get that one thing that sometimes when you look at it, automatically makes you go, wow, and you gotta show it off. You know what I mean? Right. But most of the time, you see great stuff every day, and you just look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you admire it for a second. You might save it for your personal or whatever it is, but you're not out there just like, yo, everybody got to see that.
Right.
Right. And so it didn't go no further than that one person if you did that too. So you have to realize that you have to promote it. You have to believe in it more than anybody. And that's what they're trying to see. They're trying to see, then, do you really believe in that more than, you know what I'm saying? Like, or are you just excited because you made it?
Because you made it, right.
But we perceive it on the other end as like, yo, they hating on us, man. Why you hating on me, bro? Why you hating on me? Why you hating on me? Look, man, I'm about to put my money in you. If you don't believe in it enough, if you don't believe in it more than I believe in it, I ain't about to throw no money at that.
Right.
Because you ain't going to put the work in. You going to expect me to put the work in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so at the time, I didn't understand it. At the time, I'm just grinding, making moves. And this is why I said, like, dumb decisions out of malice. Because, like, so we beefed. You know what I'm saying? Like not bad beef where we didn't talk no more, but like, you know, like,
kept your distance.
Not even kept your distance, because like I said, we was working together. Like, we was all working together, so we was all grinding it. It wasn't even like we wasn't still grinding. Right. But you know how there's a different type of hunger in the camp when everybody's on the same page than when everybody ain't. Like, it's like in relationships where you and your girlfriend mad at each other, right? Y'all know the bills gotta get paid, and so y'all going to work and doing the stuff that you want or whatever. Right. But when you get home, it ain't like a joyous time.
Right.
And so nobody, and like I said, the one thing I can always say about my camp, like, nobody purposely fucked over anybody. You know what I'm saying? So we all grinding. We still all grinding. We still doing what we got to do. But like, we're not understanding. The communication wasn't there to understand it. Like, bro, I got your back 100%, but I need you to do this 110%, because if you don't do it 110%, we ain't going to get where we need to go. Right. You know what I'm saying? And he asking for that extra, not because he don't believe in you. He asking for that extra because A, he know you can do it, and B, we need it because,
right,
bro, we at the bottom.
At the bottom. The very bottom.
Yeah. And so, like, as we got there, some of us started to see it and some of us didn't. You know what I mean? And so, like, it was dope. It's always been a dope experience. But, like, me personally, like, I didn't leave on any bad terms. I just financially couldn't hold it anymore. You know? Like I got pregnant. Oh, no, I didn't get pregnant, but I got my girl pregnant. Yo, we had 2 kids back to back. I'm talking about 9 months apart, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the hustle that they needed from me, I couldn't really throw it and swing it the way it was no more. Cause like my baby mom's, man, she over here mad at me cause, yo, babe, where the money at for daycare? And I'm like, but I got this show, babe. You know, like,
I got this show.
You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately I made the right decision. Like, I chose to take care of my kids as much as I could versus like going super heavy on the music. And like, it hurt, but I think ultimately I made kind of like the best decision. Yeah, I think
sacrifice.
And like it becomes that thing. You never let it go. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of what happened with that. But you get, and that's why I say, like, dumb decisions, like, you don't realize.
I said, I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of people think, like, okay, you got talented brothers like me, you, other guys that's real talented in the field, been doing it for so long. But just because that, you know, we wasn't glorified or we wasn't pushed in front of the screen, we didn't have the potential to some people just because we didn't have the big money, the cars, the fame, and stuff like that. But I was like I tell people, our skill level is just as great as or even greater than some of the artists they look up to. Yeah, it's just that we didn't have the recognition.
So I agree 100% with that, and so that kind of leads back to like I was saying earlier, when you're in the hustle, right, and you don't have the money,
right,
you become more talented because you have to do everything. You know what I mean? Like, all right, if I come to you and I'm like, hey, I have this great song idea, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have a studio to record at, right? And we don't have the money to pay $35 an hour to an engineer, right? But you got this laptop and we get this bootleg program and we record because that was my first studio. You know what I'm saying? It was.
I think everybody had a bootleg.
Bro, bootleg recording. And I think the laptop, I want to say I got the laptop from Goodwill because they used to sell computers back in the day.
Right.
Boom. That was my first setup. Right. And like, I think one of those little computer microphones. But like, that's what I'm doing. And I'm going up against dude that's in the studio.
Right.
I need to make mine sound as close as I can to it. As close. I know it's going to be far away, but I need to do it as close as I can. So I start learning those skills. You know what I'm saying? I start paying attention to, okay, what's an EQ and a compressor? What's this do? What's this do? What is soundproofing? What is noise gating? What is that? Oh, that takes some of that trash. So now I can't hear the baby in the background crying if I do this. You know what I mean?
That's crazy because I'm on the same wave that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can relate. So it's like, basically, for those who probably don't understand what we're talking about. So basically what you're saying is like, what you had little to work with in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which made you understand the majority of the bigger, like, to get the sound.
Yeah.
So you didn't have the funds for the big equipment to do it, but that what made you want to go out there and search the knowledge to gain it.
Because you have to, like if you want to do it, you know how they, you hear celebrities say you have to like want it more than you want to breathe, right? Like, and like all those little cliche things, like whatever. But what I did realize is it's kind of true because I spent my personal time, I wasn't watching movies all the time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going on, well, I went on a lot of dates, but like I wasn't going out all the time when I wasn't doing that. And even on some of the dates, bro, we were sitting there watching YouTube videos about EQing music. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching.
I'll be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Like, and my girl sitting there next to me like, why are we watching this? I'm like, I got this project I got to work on later today and I got to figure out this thing because I don't know what it, you know what I mean? And so like, it causes you to look at different avenues. And then once you get done with the song, you got to start doing promotion. So now you're like, all right, well, let me figure out how to shoot a video. You see what I'm saying? And so like, I think not getting signed creates a more diverse and more eclectic artist. It's the reason why so many people have so many skills is because we went out there and we chased that dream. But then in chasing that dream, you picked up all those other things. Steve Jobs. I think it was Steve Jobs. You ever watched the movie, the Jobs movie?
Yeah.
When they was talking about the font that made it stand, and he said that was a random calligraphy class that he stumbled up in.
Right.
But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's living life. Like it's living life chasing your dream and you're realizing that you learn skills along the way that you can connect, you know? And that's what I think, that's what I really think that the true artist has that like the manufactured artist doesn't. You know what I mean? Like I think the manufactured artist has skills, but I think that they don't necessarily nourish all of the avenues of skills that they could. And I think if you nourish all of those, then it guides your creativity differently, you know? Right. Because hell, sometimes when I'm working on a song now, like when I'm starting the song, I'm thinking about the video and how I bring the song in. You know what I'm saying? Like
how I'm gonna perform it the whole night.
Yeah, and so like even if I'm doing the instrumentation, I'm like, you know what? It'd be dope if the lights are flickering, and so I want the music to make it feel like the lights are flickering. You know what I mean? Like, and so like maybe I'll look at some strings instead, you know? But it's because I start looking at different avenues of approach because I'm doing multiple things.
Right. So, question. All right. So, being a person like myself, we tend to have a gift and a skill to once we put our mind on something, our hands on it, we master it. You know. But also in the same breath, it also kind of puts you. It doesn't put you in a box, so you can't be put in a box. But it also hurts you.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're so talented. Where to go?
Yeah, and that's what I say. But it does.
Like where to go?
But it does. It does put you in a box. And the reason why I put you in the box is because then you start running into the should I work with or should I just do myself dilemma.
Right.
And that was a dilemma I was stuck in for the longest because it's more or less like, all right, man, I don't have the money, or even if I have the money, I could take this money and put it towards something else.
Right.
And that dilemma, you have to break down under the understanding of relationships. And it's one of those things that a lot of people, they don't get. I missed it for a long time. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to do it myself. So now I got 70 projects that I've done by myself, right? Cool, whatever. got the projects. I'm promoting them, but like I didn't build a relationship. So now I don't know the venues that are really hot for this project. You see what I'm saying? Or I don't know the locations where I should. So I'm literally just walking out the door into the wilderness at this point in time.
Off course,
yeah, and so like going to my next door neighbor house ain't the place where I need to go promote. But that's where I go first because that's the closest location, you know? All right, bro, that's not the place you should have went. You should have went 3 doors down to the nightclub. But like you get there eventually, you know what I'm saying? But you just knock your head more often because you don't build those relationships. So it's good in my opinion to find a balance. And like it's hard to find that balance. Like it's hard to know where you go or who to connect with. And so I really think that has to do with like the vibe and the energy, you know?
Right.
And so like the people I work with now, like I said, there's people I've definitely worked with for a long time, but like the people I work with now, like I was working with my homeboy P Motion, I was working with like Mercedes, Hot Commodity, Say So Tees, like my homeboy James. But the people I work with now, I work with them based off of their hustle. You see what I'm saying? Like I see that they're out there getting their thing, and like I want them to get their thing. You know what I mean? And I tell them all the time, like, hey, while you getting your thing, if there's a service that I have, you know what I'm saying, let me know. I'm gonna throw it at you. Because while I'm working on my thing too, if there's a service that I need, I'll do that. But then we also throw each other connections. You know what I'm saying? Like Yogi. You know what I'm saying? Like Yogi introduced us to you. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, this is a good person to network with because y'all on the same energy and vibe. And no lie, he told me and Will the same thing before we even met you. He was like, hey, bro, there's this dude I want you to meet. He got this good energy and vibe. Y'all might link, y'all. Like, and it's just throwing that connection.
Right.
Just because we all on the same thing, you know what I mean?
On the same drive, same vibe.
And like I said, Yogi in Atlanta right now. He ain't even here. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even here.
Making connections.
And that's what it is. Right. And that's what it is. So like a couple weeks ago, I did the same thing to Yogi. I was like, hey, bro, you in Atlanta? There's this lady. She's doing these events. Like, hit her up. She do these. He was like, okay, cool. I'll check her out. You know what I mean? And it's just you find when you meet people that are on that same wavelength, and you want to connect them with people on that same wavelength, and that's how you grow.
Right.
But it's just understanding that when you are that talented, you have to give up the reins.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like your vision can only go so far if you're the only one working on it.
Facts. Big facts.
It can only go so far because you don't know what things you're missing. You know what I mean? Like you can only see what you can see. And so you have to recognize, all right, man, like I'm really good at this, but you know, J.Paul's really dope at this too. So, hey, bro, what you doing right now? Take a look at this. And then listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you have to take everything that they do and do it. Because some people, they feel like that's the case. Like, they feel like, all right, man, so-and-so said I got to do this, so I have to do this, you know? And every opinion that they give you, you don't have to take all of them.
Yeah.
But you can definitely listen, like actually listen, and don't get mad about their opinions and see if you understand or agree with what they're saying. Yeah. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's just really just like understanding that.
See if you can blend something into something. You're like, okay, I like that part of it. I don't agree with that part. But the first part sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I might think of that. You know, stuff like that.
And then when you blend that in there, give them their shout out. Give them their praise for what it is that they did. Because like that's the thing a lot of people don't do too is like once they start bringing these people in, then they want to be like, yeah, here's my new project. You know, whatever it is, my song, my video, whatever it is. And they've taken parts from other people that are sitting there in their audience. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I know who told him that. And they ain't show me no love. You could show me love, at least in the room where you showing me right here.
Right.
Hey, bro, even if it's just between me and you. Hey, bro, I really appreciate the fact that you threw me this idea.
Right.
Sometimes that's all somebody needs, you know?
Right. You know, but a lot of people don't really, you know, they don't. These days now, it's more of, you know, it's all about content now.
Yeah.
And then it's like a lot of people, they know the power of it, like a comment, a share, and subscribe. You know, and it's free though. That's crazy.
It's free.
The freest thing in the world.
It's free, but think about it too. Like you're more apt to like, share, and subscribe if they show you love.
Right.
So let's say I'm shooting a movie and you show up on this movie set that I'm shooting and you like, hey bro, you should try a Dutch angle, right? All right, so you throw a Dutch angle on that joint, right? Bro, you gave me that idea. So if I took that scene and go shout out to my boy J.Paul for telling me about this Dutch angle, right? You more likely to be like, psh, shout out to my boy Vince for shouting out on the Dutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you sharing something. Promotion. Exactly. Right. But like, everybody's always like, oh, nah, that was all me. Well, okay, cool. That was all you. All you right. When you put that post up about your Dutch angle, I'm be like, all right, that's all you too.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, bro, why you ain't share my post? Why you ain't tell them I told you about it?
Right. Right.
You know, like if people get mad, it's just like, oh.
So the music artists today, far as where it used to be 10, 15 years ago, you know, when you first started, What are the differences as far as like the artists? What was the tools the artists needed back then compared to what the artists need now? Because it's kind of similar, but it's more of a change, a big change.
So back in the day, the digital equipment was just starting out. Like, and what I mean by digital is like the whole, like you can build everything from a computer. Like I had an MPC 60. I
was a hardware guy.
Yeah, I was a hardware guy, and I used to. Anybody who knew me, I used to tell everybody I wanted to stay analog just because of how raw and gritty. Bro, I was a Dre fan. I used to love how his hits. I was like, yo, I'm never going digital, never going digital, never going digital. Bro, I went digital and I ain't went back. I ain't went back. But the benefit was the sound quality. You got like a depth and a feel and an energy from that analog equipment that I'm not gonna lie, I can replicate some of it, but you can't replicate it exactly. Nah, you can't.
It's like a vinyl. You can't
that warm, warm vinyl. Yeah, and so you miss that. And so you lose a little bit of that feeling, right? You lose a little bit of that feeling, and that's what we lost, that feeling in the music, that you lose a little bit of that. But I feel like your capabilities expanded so much more because now the guy who couldn't play rock guitar, right, who wasn't a guitarist at all, cannot for some reason, his brain can't fathom how the fingers work, but he can play a piano, right? He can now flip that and make that piano wave and wah just like a guitar to give the energy that he wants. You know what I mean? So you lose the feeling to gain an energy. And I think that's really what it is. You put more tools in the hands of like your independent creators and your people who have like your Kanye mentality, but they didn't have the environment that helped grow that Kanye mentality. Like
if you coming from a town that's not known for music or anything like that, your inspiration is low.
Yeah.
So like you say, the internet and all that. Yeah.
Or even not even just your inspirations, but just like, so like my family's from a small town, Marks, Mississippi. Like my dad, my cousins, all of them. Yo, that city's about as big as a brick. You know what I mean? Like it's about as big as a brick. So let's say that I had grew up there. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say my dad didn't join the military and I grew up there. All right, my musical influences, and I know from being in that town, I think I know maybe 2 or 3 people in that town that do music. You see what I'm saying? So like for me doing music, having the connections from that would be low. I wouldn't have that, you know?
Right.
And granted, I don't live there, so it might be a lot more, but I'm saying, you know, so I'm not going to have like a guitarist or an eclectic guy who does this, or I'm just going to have this one singular view of how to make music, you know? Look at Big Crit. You ever listen to Big Crit?
Yeah,
all right. Look at how his style changed. He came up from Mississippi and he had this real gritty sound. And then when he started going to the studio, you saw his sound expand. Yeah, he still got that same gritty. He still got that gritty. Yeah, he got that gritty like undertone. But you can see now that he has the different tools, he can recreate the world the way he wants to. Right. And like that's the problem from like your small environments without the internet. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like so back in the day. And that's where Crit was. Back in the day, you had that one sound that came out. The cool thing about it is every place had their sound. And that's what was dope. Like, if you was in Mississippi, fucking Memphis, Tennessee, all of that, bro, you know 8-Ball MJG was running that. Like, you had that sound, that Memphis sound. You had that Atlanta sound. You see what I'm saying? Like, you had that Cali sound. And so, like, the benefit of the not having internet is that you had that sound that you could develop that really just came from your area that was really eclectic and like boomed you out, you know, showed you who you were. The downside about it is that you had that sound. So if you were different, like, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't fit in the mold of the sound in that area, you were limited. You were super limited because that wall would close on you fast. I don't know that one's better than the other. I know it creates a different sound for the music. So like if you notice now, music now is a blend. It's a harmony of different things. People are taking from everything, all kind of influences, like movies, TVs, like leaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, leaves, water, like they're taking from the world around them. And I think that's cool because you can now do music everywhere. It used to be you had to go to the studio, but now I could take my phone and record a dope sound from it, or take like, you know, my laptop or whatever, and I can record, you know, walking in the snow and use it as a beat or use it as a kick.
So, what are you? When it comes to artists now?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't say musician because you know people get the musician and rapper confused because I tell people that's 2 different things.
Yeah.
You know.
They can be.
They can be.
But they are different.
They are different. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like when it comes to artists, when they, the vocabulary, as far as, the expansions of one's mind when they rapping, some people are more lyrical than others.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the game now, the hip hop game now, do you feel like it's more about having fun on the record more than lyrical content?
Yeah, you saying flow versus basic lyrics?
Think it's more flow and cadence more than
it's all flow cadence.
Lyrical storytelling.
It's all flow cadence. It always has been, but it's all flow cadence.
Right.
But I think the reason why you're not getting as many stories now is because music now is the opposite. It used to be you were an artist because you told your story on a track. You see what I'm saying? And people identified with your story that you were telling on the song. Right? Now they want your story visually shown. You see what I'm saying? So like you have to make sure your Instagram shows who you are. You have to make sure that your whole image tells that story. And after a while, you seem one-sided if all of your stuff is saying the exact same thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now people are going to the studio doing different stuff because you see who I am on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see that. You see the music that influences me. You see that. Now that you see that, here's something different so that you can pay more attention.
Right.
Because if I'm scrolling down your line and all I hear is...
Gang, gang, bang, bang.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? After a while, I'm going to stop scrolling down your line because I already know what it is that I'm getting from you.
Right.
And so...
Then you shorten your bag up like that because I feel like if you finally do get in the industry, like you said, if all your content is gang, gang, bang, bang,
yeah,
you're stopping your bucks, like them big bucks, like a Bruno Mars feature.
Yeah, I can only holler at you on some gang, gang shit. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's facts, bro.
Yeah, and so like that's why I think if you look at like Jordan Lucas,
right?
Jordan Lucas, bro, he does lyrical content. He'll do some gang references.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'll do some not really lovey shit, but you know what I'm saying, like some software polish.
Radio play.
Yeah, but he'll go back and forth between them. Like he'll transition between them. And I know everybody hates him, Jaden Smith, right?
Right.
I actually love the dude. I like Lil Nas X too. But if you listen to their music, like how they're pushing the boundaries, they'll do a rock song, right? Literally a rock song. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll do a rap song, and then they'll go and do some R&B type stuff or whatever, right? And I think you're gonna start seeing more of that. You know, like X. You're gonna start seeing more of the artists that'll transition because, especially for black people, bro, we code switch every day.
Yeah, you gotta go pop to make the money.
And that's what I'm saying.
You got to go pop.
And not only that, like even your musical references that you deal with on a daily basis are never what you want it to be. I go to work and I'm sitting here listening to the little radio thing that's playing "Oops, I Did It Again." You know what I mean? Like that's all. Like listen to Britney Spears all day while I'm at work.
Right.
I'm gonna hum some of the tunes.
So you gonna find a scene.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna hum the tune eventually.
Yeah, everybody you 12 hours in the warehouse and all they playing is.
Yeah, whatever, like
the top 20.
Yeah, like you gonna hum the tunes, right. And so like that style's gonna get in there. I remember, I was working at some little like what was it? The clothing store, some little clothing store, and they kept playing that I'm still rocking your hoodie. I hate that song, but they played that song so much, bro. Like, I hate that song, but they played that song so much, bro. I sampled it. Like, I sampled it and used it in the track and sold a beat to this dude. This dude was like, yo, that's fire.
That's fire as hell. That's crazy.
I hated that song.
Right.
I still hate that song.
Right.
But like, you hear it so much that it's gonna get ingrained in you. You'll find stuff with it. Don't get me wrong. It sold really well and my daughter really likes it. I think that's why I hate it, because my daughter played it on repeat. But either way,
yeah.
But I think that's what a lot of people don't recognize is like your musical influences come from so much more than what you created.
Right.
You know,
so I mean, the artist's biggest hits be the songs they don't like.
Yeah.
It don't be their favorite song. You're like, I hate this fucking song, but the people love it.
You remember what was it? The 3000. He had the Hey Ya.
Yeah.
My favorite part of Hey Ya, right, was I think he was on stage one time and he was like, and for the 1 billion, like you could tell he was annoyed in performing it. Like he was like, for the 1 millionth, whatever fucking time. 1, 2, 3. And like the dude's like, bro, I hate this fucking song. And he still perform And so,
and that's one of his biggest songs to date.
Yeah.
Because it get played, it's in movies, it's on commercials.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
so
pop.
Yeah, it's straight pop. So like, I agree. The best part is probably the ones that you hate.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why they're probably your best is because I think they're raw. That's the reason why you hate them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you went in,
you're having fun.
Yeah, you went in and you just went in and just did something that day. You know, like good, bad, or indifferent. Like you just went and did something. Like, all right, man, I gotta go to the studio, and you just let it out. Like,
yeah, that's crazy because like you can go in there, say like you go in there thoughtless, and you just like, man, just play a beat and just have fun. It'd be a chart banger, and then even on your sad moments,
yeah,
like I think more artists need to go back to the old standard way of like, okay, instead of expressing all your feelings on social media, put it on record. Yeah, like you know, some of your biggest records be your most hurtful records.
Yeah, and honestly, so that's kind of what I did for this last project.
Right.
Like the project that I'm about to drop. So I had crazy stuff. Broke up my ex. I was staying like on my homeboy's couch. Like it was a bunch of wild stuff. Like wow. And literally all I was doing, the only thing that I was taking with me while I was going place to place was my studio. So I was just recording. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sad and depressed because I'm like, bro.
That's like that man studio. That's like your second child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm carrying my studio with me, and so I'm recording these songs at random locations. But like, and I didn't plan on. I knew I had to finish a project because every year I drop a project, at least one. It's my make sure I'm consistent. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta keep it up.
And so like, but I didn't know that I was gonna put these songs on the project. These were just like I'm having a bad day. I'm in my man's living room. Let me record like this dumb song about why. You know what I mean? Like, but like as the progress kept going on, it was like, all right, well, you know, let's see what happens. But I think that's what happens to a lot of people is they forget the emotions in it. Like, I feel like you should go to the studio and vibe. Like, don't have a rule of what it is that you're doing when you go in there. Have an idea, like, hey, maybe I'm gonna work on the song, especially if you're paying.
Right.
But like, go in and don't force yourself to be so restricted in what you're doing. Yeah. Like that militant mind, it only creates one type of sound, you know?
Yeah, that's why a lot of artists, mainstream artists, they don't, you know, they be like, you know, every song don't be a hit for them because it's like, you know, once you join a label, it's like, you know, well, first when you join a label, you got to be the do-boy.
Bro.
You know, coming in. A lot of people don't understand, like, you got to be that do-boy at first. Just like if you go on the NBA.
Yep. You got to come in on, the like bench, you coming off the bench. Like, yeah, the worst part about that experience when you first start working for a label is you think that you're going to be on.
Right.
And
because you signed.
Yeah. Right. And don't get me wrong. There are some artists that literally they're the LeBrons of the label. You know what I'm saying? Where they come in and
got
like
the flowers on the ground.
Yeah, it's already there. But like for most of them, it's prove your worth. And nobody likes that because it's a big hit to your ego. It's a super big hit to your ego because typically you the biggest guy in your city in your location.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes outside your location, maybe like a couple cities over, like maybe like. But in your area, you the biggest dude there.
And that's facts, King, because I know, you know, there's a lot of artists that did get deals, but they pride would take a big hit if everybody realized that they broke and they don't really, you know, they're the do-boy.
Bro, it was like that for me. Like, I've been signed two times, man. Right. And like I'm signed, I'm out there, I'm feeling good about myself. Like I think that I'm the shit. And then I go out to work with this particular artist. Like I'll go to the studio with, like, we had this one session we were supposed to be setting up for Luda, and so we setting up, and then after the person that was supposed to be there wasn't going to be there. You know what I mean? Like they had called, got canceled or whatever. So we super excited because we about to do it.
Luda.
Yeah. All right. So we get there, we set, and we show, and then we get the phone call that the person that they needed got their shit together. So now we got to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
So how long I was there?
Bro, we was there for like 3 hours.
Oh.
We were sure we was in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We were sure we was in. Yeah, we were sure we was in. Right. Nah, bro. Like 10, 15 minutes before we're supposed to go. Dude walking like,
hey, man.
All right, well, there go my shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you get stuff like that. Like you get stuff like that happens, and it takes a big blow. Like that hurts your ego. You realize that you ain't nothing, you know?
Right.
And ain't nothing wrong with not being nothing, like not being, like being regular, but especially like, I feel like America, like we make it seem like it's bad to be a regular person. But being a regular person is what gets you on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like being a regular, genuine person is what gets you to where you want to be.
Right.
But we're so focused on the whole, it's got to be me,
right,
that we don't see that.
Even after your career, you go back to being a regular person.
Exactly.
Like you go back being a regular person.
Exactly. But like that's the thing. Like when we're on that star chase or whatever, that look at your talent, you forget that, or some people forget that, and it kind of destroys them when they get that first gut punch.
Right.
Like, you just a regular dude. Go get the coffee. And so that's why so many labels do it. I swear that's why so many labels do it. Like make you be that dude boy, so they help you realize that you know, you ain't nothing. Yeah. I don't think it's right that they do it, but I swear that's why they do it. Like,
you know, I think a lot of they probably had a lot of, you know, because I had a small label back in the day, you know. you work with artists as producers.
Yeah.
So, there's plenty of artists that, we work with a lot of great artists.
Facts.
Record a lot of people. I know there's a lot of artists you like, damn, man, you should be signed today.
But
but it be some of their work habits.
Yeah.
It be their drive.
Yeah.
They,
drive will kill. I think drive and work habits will kill an artist more than anything else. I have met some of the most talented. I'm talking about. So I started off pretty much as a backseat guy. I was engineering and I didn't even make beats. I literally was a sound engineer first. You know what I mean? Right. Like I love music, but all I could do was run the boards. There were artists that used to come that I used to record, bro. And these dudes, I swear, Drake couldn't hold a candle to these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like Tupac, whoever your favorite artist was, they couldn't hold a candle. Right. These dudes would come through, they'll record, and it would sit on the hard drive. Or, because they had CDs back in the day. There was one guy, I handed him the master CD, right? Right? And he hit me up 2 weeks later talking about, hey, bro, you know that CD that you gave me with my music on it? I was like, yeah. He was like, I don't know what I did with it. And I was like, all right, did you make a copy? He was like, nah, that was the only copy I had. And I was like, all right, like, that's cool. Luckily, like, I had saved it, but he said he did that like 10 to 7. He's like, bro, I do this all the time. I was like, what you mean you do it all the time? He's like, man, most times when I leave the studio, I don't never know what I do with the CD. Like, I'll bump it in my car for a couple of days and I'll lose the CD. Dude's a G. Yeah. Bro, dude, like, he was dope as fuck. How you mean you lost? That's the only copy of your song that you had and you lost the CD. So what do you do? He's like, I just go work on another song.
Yeah, explaining to the young audience right now, like how the process of how we had to back up back then.
So backing up music back then was the worst process ever. The worst process ever, bro.
And time consuming as fuck.
So you're taking all of these wires from all of your equipment that you have all your audio stuff, and you're plugging into this one device that's gonna basically save all your information. Then once you save it, it'll bounce it down to either you'd have like a SCSI hard drive, which those things suck because if a magnet got near it, like it was dead. It was dead. Or you got your CD. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you had your CD, and your CD would have like your master on it. Sometimes your instrumental and sometimes your vocal. And that was all that was on that CD. Literally it. If you lost that
was it.
You got to pay money to start right back over at the beginning of the studio. Like, that's how it was. It was crazy. The worst thing ever. But yeah, he said he would do it all the time. Like, all the time. He was like, yeah, I lost it. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I think some artists just enjoy hearing themselves.
Yeah, I think most people do. I really think music and all of the art is really therapy.
Yeah, some people just want to hear it be in their head so much. I met a lot of artists. They be like, "Yo, Jay, man, I don't want to be famous.
Yeah,
man.
you just want to get it out.
Do my music. I just want to get this shit out my head.
Yeah, because I think it'll drive you crazy if you leave it in there. And so I think a lot of us has to understand that too. Like, realize what kind of person you are, whether or not you're that person that wants to be famous or you're that person that wants to work on music. Because like I engineer. There's this female rapper comes to mind actually. She's dope. Probably one of the dopest female rappers I've worked with in the last couple years. I've done, I think, like 3 or 4 songs with her. But she told me in the beginning when I first met her, she's like, she a hobbyist. And that's what she says. I'm a hobbyist. Like, I do it. Like, if I'm going through some stuff, I'll write a song. You know what I'm saying? I'll record a song. She plays piano too. So she'll record it. And then after she's done with it, she don't care. She's like, all right, I'm done. Like, I got it out.
Dope material.
Yeah, and it's dope material. And so I think for those people, I think it's just really understanding who you're working with and them being honest with themselves as well.
Right. That's no different than a freelance artist, like an artist that don't sell their paintings big time. They just like to paint.
Yeah. And as I said, it's just really, I think it's really just understanding, because I think when you're trying to make money from it, when you're trying to make money from music, you think that everybody's trying to make money from music. And so when you meet this dope artist, you're like, you're dope. Why aren't you making money from this?
Right.
And they're like,
you ain't big.
Yeah. And they're like, oh man, I just do this as a hobby, or I just do this as whatever. And now you're trying to push them to start making money for it because you see that, we can make money from it. And I think that deters some people, you know what I mean? Like, I think that deters some people, like trying to push the hobbyists. And so really, I think it's, I guess if you were to break it down, it'd have to be a communication breakdown, Right. Like, communication or understanding, like the hobbyist either needs to understand that they're a hobbyist and let people know.
Right.
And give
that person an option whether they want to work with them or not. Because some people are so busy they don't want to work with hobbyists.
Yeah. And
because at the end of the day, if me and you sitting in that chair, we mixing, mastering, we want this shit to actually be heard.
Yeah.
Because it could bring more clients to us.
Yeah.
It'd be hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's just that communication, like, hey, I'm a hobbyist, or hey, I'm new to this. And actually, I like hobbyists more when they tell me that.
Right.
Sometimes I'll spend more time on their stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'll do a little bit more experience.
So what made you get into the filming side?
Honestly, a senior project.
Okay.
So my homeboy had a senior project, and I did music, and we had to shoot a video for the senior project because it just had to be done. So it was the first video shoot that I did, and I really don't like being in front of the camera.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like I don't like looking at myself back on the footage and stuff like that. Like, I just don't like being in front of the camera. So when I did his senior project, I got to shoot it. Usually I was behind the camera, I was shooting it and I was doing editing and playing with some of the stuff right there. And that was fun to me. And then I got to go back later and edit the videos and everything. And so, it kind of just became like a creative niche after a while. Like, I would try my best to stay behind the camera as much as possible. And it's just one of those things that grew. And then cause like I dealt with other artists. So as my artists needed like videos, but they was broke, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are my favorite. Hey man, this song hot. We need a video. Hey man, I ain't never shot a video before, but I want to try. So you broke, let's do this. And and so that's how it kind of all started, like that. Or like we used to do skits at the house back before. Well, we never load stuff up to YouTube because we was broke. We had like that time period where we didn't have no internet or nothing because money was that tight. And so we used to shoot videos and edit them and stuff, you know what I mean? But we ain't never upload them nowhere because they was just there. So we did that too. And it just became fun after a while. Right. And then after, it was fun first. And then after it was fun, then I started realizing the skill in it. But that's really how it became.
Okay. Cool. So you enjoy doing it? Like, far as you enjoy that, or you enjoy the music more?
Honestly, I enjoy the filming more, but it depends. So I think of art as a story, whatever story that you're trying to tell. For me, art is that emotion or feeling. And so when I step to a project, and it's the reason why I typically call them projects versus like a song or whatever it is, I step to a project trying to create or recreate an emotion, invoke that. And I like, once I create that emotion, once I feel like I've done it, in whatever form or fashion. Sometimes it's just a song. Sometimes it'll be a song and video. Sometimes I had one song that it's becoming a web series. Like, it started off as a song, and then like me and this individual working on an entire web series from it.
You got the inspiration from it.
Yeah, from a song idea. But it's just because the story that we were trying to tell was bigger than what it was. And that's kind of what it is. Like, I feel like when you approach a project, if you don't limit yourself to what it is that you're going to make, you say, all right, this is my idea. And you say, all right, my idea is, I don't know, this. And you just, not saying don't touch it, but then start making the idea and let it shape itself, you know? And you kind of grow from there. So songs, I do them. I go to the studio, make songs because, you know, that's what we're doing. But I don't really look at it as like I don't know, necessarily that particular thing. It just builds to what it becomes.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you also act?
Yes.
Also act?
Yes.
Okay. So what type of movies you like? Like, what type of genre?
To watch?
Yeah, to watch.
To watch, definitely science fiction.
So you're a science fiction fan?
Bro, straight science fiction. I've watched all of Black Mirror. I watch conspiracy theories all the time. Like Flat Earth, those theories are fun.
Okay, yeah. I watch those a lot too.
Yeah, I do a lot of the like did you watch Lovecraft County?
No, I need to watch that.
Bro, fire. Fire. But I like that. I like that type of stuff. I watch history stuff's cool to me too. I watch a lot of
I watch a lot of history. I watch a lot of animal stuff.
Definitely watch a lot of anime.
I love anime.
Yeah. Bro, I love watching anime. I actually, even though everybody hated it, I like the Cowboy Bebop live action.
I like Cowboy Bebop. I'm a Bleach fan.
So Bleach was dope to me. Bleach was dope to me, but I got, what was it? After what saga was it? It was the first main saga where after they had finished Kingdom, the I forgot the name of it because I wasn't a super fan.
You're talking about the Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer.
So your boy he had transferred over to the Soul Kingdom, right? So he transferred him over to the Soul Kingdom. He was supposed to save old girl. He had saved old girl, and after he had saved old girl, they were doing that little trial thing because she had to suffer for her little like the fact that she had
tied up.
And so after that whole big arc, the second arc seemed like a repeat of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, and I didn't watch it after that.
You kind of, you know, like for those who've really been watching anime for over the years, like, they always start off the smallest guy be the strongest.
Yeah.
The weakest, they find their inner strength.
I think that's a good lesson. Right. Is the reason why they do it because like as a person, you typically find yourself feeling like all of that at some point in time of your life. Regardless of how it is, you still feel like you're the smallest person. Yeah. And when you're the smallest person, I think it's important for you to find your biggest strength during that time.
And I think that's the same feeling I get from anime.
Yeah.
They always have like you look at like the smallest people like Naruto.
Yeah, facts.
Like small. Look at his enemies he fight.
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
Be huge.
Facts.
You're like, there's no way this man gonna beat this huge.
I was watching a meme the other day about Naruto, and they said if you really look at Naruto, it's really about gangs. Like it's really about jumping people. Because
there's a lot of females have the tats.
Yeah,
the tats.
No. I'm talking about like the storyline's really just about jumping people.
Oh yeah.
So because if you ever look at every time Naruto be fighting, but like every time he either double himself or multiply himself, or like his group jump in and like, you know what I'm saying, like.
Oh man, it was on the internet.
Yeah, it was on the internet. It was some meme, man. Bro, it's not gonna be defeated. Well, not for a while at least.
Yeah, I mean, the internet is the only place I know can turn a tragedy into a joke.
Yeah. And
have everybody laughing at it, even though it could be the fuck of this incident. But
nah, I agree. I think it's important that it does it, but I also think there needs to be a part of the internet that needs to be regulated so we can find some truth. But the problem is, who would regulate it? Right. You're like, so right. I guess it is best as it is, but some of the stuff is kind of harder to decipher whether or not it's real or a lie,
Okay. All right. So you served some time in the Army.
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years. 8 years. Okay. How was it for you?
Good and bad. The Army teaches you a lot about yourself. They teach you about.
How old were you when you went in there?
I was like 24, 25 maybe when I started.
Okay, so you went in a little late.
Yeah, I went in later. Okay. So yeah, I went music first. Like I went full hard and heavy with music, and then
What made you want to join the Army first off?
Man, my kids, bro. Okay. Like I said, my kids were like three, maybe 4 when I joined.
Right.
And it was really like the lifestyle that I was working towards. I could see that we were close. Like we were close. But I didn't have the time to wait. You know what I'm saying? My kids were suffering too much for it,
Right. Because I'm glad you say that, bro. Because I think as artists, we be so deep into our music and our drive, that we forget about everybody around us for like brief moments of time.
Yeah, and that's really what happened. So like, I had took a job in Arizona because like I was still I had moved up to Atlanta, and then I took a job in Arizona because the job in Arizona was supposed to be paying. And so the idea was I was going to take this job in Arizona. I was going to make this money, and then I was going to be able to like fund the stuff for my kids and you know what I'm saying, the music stuff. Right. The job in Arizona, bro, it didn't pan out like it's supposed to. It kind of just like fell in on me. You know what I'm saying? Like the money wasn't there. The company was like shaky. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And so I was staying pretty much on the streets. There was this dude that I had met there, and I'm talking about. I had been there for a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know nobody up there. The dude I had met there, and I was paying him like $800 a month to stay at his house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know who this dude was, like, from Adam.
I didn't even know him.
Nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he stayed outside the city, because I was in Phoenix, but he stayed outside the city, kind of like 30 minutes from it. But like I said, the money from the job wasn't good, so I'm paying him. But sometimes I wouldn't have enough money to drive from the job to his house. So there was this stripper that I had met, and her brother, who was a dope dealer, and I would work for them for extra change too. You see what I'm saying? Like I'd stay at their house and work there. And like that's what it was like. But like it was getting hot, man. Like life was getting hot, bro. Like you said, like it was just getting. I remember I was at my job. One time. I was outside my job, and this cop like stopped and talked to me. Like I was sitting in my car cooling, and this cop stopped and talked to me. Like he ain't do nothing weird, but he just stopped. And it was just weird. Like why are you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? And so like I was just starting to feel some kind of way about it, like more or less like you probably talking to me because you trying to let me know that you know who I am type. You know what I'm saying?
You know some shit.
Yeah. So I and like I wasn't too into it. Like I ain't never have to do no real crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But like I was like, all right, like, I don't want to be that dude. So I joined the military. Right. And like, don't get me wrong, I ain't never catch no case or nothing like that. Like I never.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Good.
And I said I should have, but like,
right.
we say that happened. So, but yeah, so I did that, joined the military. And it was just because I didn't want, I ain't never want to be that dad. Like, I ain't never want to be that dad that, like, I'm talking to my kids all the time from jail.
From jail. Like, that's nobody, I don't think no strong father would want that.
And so I joined the military, bro. And I hated every minute of it. Like, I loved it and hated it. The structure was cool. What you have to do is straight. You learn a lot of stuff about yourself, like how to be strong and, like, how to focus and, like you learn, like, your strengths and weaknesses. You learn how to control your anger and check yourself because you kind of have to when a dude's, like, yelling in your face and all this other stuff. Like, you kind of have to. And I think those things were good about it, but the breakdown, right? So the problem that I feel like with the military is you don't really matter. It's all about the mission. You know what I mean? Like it's all about teaching you that like your personal opinions, feelings, whatever it is, they don't really matter. They don't really matter at times. And it's not like you don't always matter, but at times you have to learn to put them away for the mission, you know? And the at times part is the part that I feel like the military misses. Well, at least some people in the military miss. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it makes it difficult for some people to understand how to have that break. Like, all right, cool, yeah, you don't matter right now because it's the mission, but then after that, you go back to focusing on, you know, stuff that you have to do to better your life and everything. But I think sometimes the leadership doesn't understand that, and they take that at times away, and they take away from the life of their like soldiers and stuff because they're taking so much from them that they can't take off the mask. And that's why I said it was good and bad. As long as people understood that balance, then it teaches you a lot. But if they don't understand that balance, it kind of I think it can destroy you.
Right. Okay. Another thing that can destroy you is women. So basically we were talking about like situationships.
Yeah, situationships.
Like, you know, like past situationship for artists. Like artists, like, you know, you get in your zone once you feel like you're in your peak, which you ain't really in your peak yet.
Yeah, the thousandaire.
Yeah, you're in the thousandaire. You know, what comes with that temptation, all different types of things, and create situationships.
Yeah, so the situationships are like the biggest. I think the biggest thing, at least for me, they held me up the most. For me, it was just more or less like I'd meet a chick, and at the time I was making decent money. Like, and I'm talking about like with the music and everything. Like I wasn't balling, like, you know, I ain't rich, but like I'm making enough money where if I would have been smart with my money, I would have been able to do something with it.
Some stuff, right.
But nah, bro, I'm spending my days trying to impress like 4 or 5 chicks on rotation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm throwing money at this person and this person, paying for hair and nails and all this other stuff to show like, yo, I'm rocking with you and you too. You know what I'm saying? But like, I ain't got the money for that for real.
Yeah.
Like I really don't. Like I'm making it work because I'm smart. I'm handling the budget. But why am I budgeting, right? And here's what I had to realize. Why am I budgeting, right? I'm budgeting for a person who has nothing, like no real investment in me. I'm literally making a budget to throw the money away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like these relationships, and the thing about the situationships is most of the situationships I was in, both sides knew it. It wasn't like I was playing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the women that I was talking to, they would come to the house and a woman that I was talking to would be at the house. You know what I'm saying? And like they would interact with each other for a minute, and then one would leave and the other one would stay. You know what I'm saying? And it was never no beef. They knew what was going on. You know what I mean? Like, and so I thought in my head, I'm like, I'm the shit.
Right.
No, bro, you stupid.
Right.
Because like, she just came through, you just spent some money on old girl, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all went out and did whatever it is. And then she just came through and you about to spend some money on old girl.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? You got her hair and her nails done and they about to go out with their real dudes or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like they about to go build towards something and you're literally just throwing the money. You say you throwing the money away.
Yeah, because at that time, you know, you got to think females, you know, certain females get in certain area in their minds where they feel like, okay, I'm fine as fuck, I'm sexy as fuck, I'm a baddie, you know, this and that. Let me use my sexuality to make some money.
So some of them do that.
Young ones.
Yeah, some of them do that. And I really think it's because we let them do it though.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, if I treated you like a person, right? If I treated you like a person during that time period, instead of like just trying to fuck or just trying to do whatever, then you wouldn't feel like you could play that move on me. You see what I'm saying? And so like I think it's us too. Don't get me wrong. Like we definitely do that. Because like I said, when I was coming at females back then, I wasn't coming at them like, hey, you seem like the type of person I want to date and holler at and see if you're intellectual enough and we can grow into a relationship. I was like, yo, can I fuck?
Yeah, I got some money.
You know what I'm saying? And so she like, yeah, you can fuck if you got some money. All right. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was. That's what it was. So that's why I said bad decisions versus like being mad at.
Right.
I knew what it was. She knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? We knew what it was. The L was on me. That's a straight UL. Right. She made some money. You know what I'm saying? And even if she rock with you, especially if she rock with you, like I had a good time with him. He was a great dude. I liked him. Yeah. And he paying for my time. Bro, she come up twice on that one. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just, it was literally me taking the L's. But at the time, like I think a lot of guys, especially and me too, bro, you get frustrated at the women because you like, but think about it. If the same situation was thrown at you from a female, I take it. Yeah. If a chick tell me she gonna pay for me and I get the fuck.
Right. Cause that's all most niggas be really wanting from, you know, when they have 4 or 5 female, you just like, you want different flavors.
Yeah.
You want different tastes. You want a different feeling.
But why though?
Yeah.
Like, what did it really, cause like, in all the stuff that I've done, I started to realize, and I didn't realize this until like, I didn't realize this until I hit rock bottom, real talk. Like I didn't realize this until I was literally like living out of the back of my truck. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't realize it. I'm sitting there looking at all of the things that I was really chasing. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that I was really chasing. Like, all right, cool. This is what I want to be. This is who I want to be. This is how I want to do it. This is where I'm going for it. And I'm asking myself, why do I want that particular thing? So like, all right, cool. I got 7 chicks on rotation. Dope. I'm blowing $3,000 a month on just entertainment for women. Like just entertainment. Not even shoes or clothes that I can wear later on. You see what I'm saying? Like if I buy a pair of J's, right? And if I spend $3,000 on J's, right? Those joints in my closet, if I ran into a hard time, I could sell it.
Right.
If I spend $3,000 on a woman, right? And I run into a hard time, you know what I can do? Go to work. That's it. If she with me, if she dating, then maybe she'll support, like, you know what I'm saying? She support me. But if I'm really just throwing it into situationships, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was doing. I was throwing it into situationships. I wasn't throwing it into building anything. I was throwing it into, you might as well burn the money up. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because she's not obligated to be there for you during that time period. Right. And she wouldn't be obligated for you. Like, I wouldn't do it either because you didn't even treat me like a person. You treated me like a prostitute during that time period.
And you don't own them.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I can't be mad at the situations, but it's not, I didn't recognize the situation. You're just like, bro, like, all right, so like, what are you doing? And so like, you had to stop and really look at every aspect of it. Like, I'm looking at it like, all right, cool. So should I really be doing this? Or should I really focus my energy here? Like kind of like taking the time to really like gauge myself. But it wasn't until I hit, like I said, it wasn't until I hit rock bottom. And I really had to start analyzing what I was spending everything on. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I got off the streets like pretty much on my own, like really off work. Like I was working for people, whatever it is. And so like when I was getting the money, when I was sitting there trying to get the money, when I get my $30 or whatever, right? I'm like, all right, I got $30.
Right.
What am I gonna spend this $30 on? I ain't fucking no chick in 2 weeks. And there's this homeless chick over there that says she'll give me some pussy. Bro, you homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like you think about it. I don't care what nobody say. Right. You think about it. You be like, but then I look at myself and I'm like, bro, I can do better than that. Like even in the state that I'm in right now, I can do better than that. Way better than that, right. So I'm not gonna do that. And then what happened was when I decided I wasn't gonna do that, then bad chicks kept hollering at me too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be in situations working and bad chicks would holler at me. And so I talked to the bad chick and then I'd listen to her conversation, right? Her conversation, the words, the dollars amount are different, you know what I'm saying? But the words sound just like the little crackhead chick that I was thinking about fucking. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang. They sound the same. Right. I could do better than this. But what's better than this? You see what I'm saying? And that's when I started looking at like, all right, bro, I really want to rock with somebody who like, okay, you gonna help me grow? Like, you gonna help me do it? You know what I'm saying?
Like, you help me be a better person.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, you start throwing away the other stuff. But I honestly think it's that bottom. It's that rock bottom for me that helped me realize it. I'm hoping other people don't take that long. But like for me, it was like hitting that bottom where you have to look at every aspect of it and really realize what you're spending your time and energy on.
I think everybody that in order for you to be successful, you gotta hit rock bottom a couple times.
Maybe that's what it is.
You got to. I mean, you got to look at everybody's success story. Like everybody's success story had major tragedies behind it, or some kind of stuff they had to overachieve that no one thought they would make it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like don't get me wrong. It's a lot of us that had like way worse of tragedies than a lot of.
Oh no, true.
You know what I'm saying? Way worse
like,
tragedies.
Like I don't even think. Not trying to say I don't think mine bad, but like. When I talk to people that I know that when I'm riding through these situations and like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm standing on the street corner next to this dude or whatever and I'm listening to this dude, I'm like, damn, bro, that shit suck. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to this dude like, yo, whatever. Hell, I was in the army. This things I done seen in the army where I be like, and we talk to other people, they be like, you did what? And I'm like, yeah, you had to. Right. So like, there's definitely worse out there. Right. But I think the problem is people always try to look for the situation like their situation is the worst. Yeah.
It's a lot of that's exactly what a lot of people do. It's like everybody wants to feel like they went through more pain and you've been through more pain. You've never been experienced the pain. Like y'all both can lose the same loved one.
My theory is that you experience the exact same pain regardless. Because think about it like this. When you see a baby and you give them a paper cut, right, they cry like you done stabbed them.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because that's the first time that they've experienced that level of pain, right? You see what I'm saying? And it's astronomical to them. Right. And that's what I think it is. It's the perception of whatever it is that you're doing. Now, if I stab you, then you might scream like crazy because it's astronomical to you now versus that baby in that paper cut. But the pain that your brain is experiencing, like you're saying, like the endorphins in your body's like pain, I think that if they were to measure what's going on, I think it would be exactly the same because your body's processing it like the same thing.
Like the pain is in your shoulder. The pain is in your stomach.
Yeah. But your body's processing it like, yo, this is the worst thing I've ever felt in my life too. You see what I'm saying?
I'm about to die.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? So I think the level of pain is the same. The situation may be different, but that's that whole like, I don't know if you're super religious. I'm not super religious, but like, yeah, me either. But there's certain sayings that I think that are cool.
That is cool. Yeah,
and so one is that they'll never put more on you than you can handle. I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because you learn to build a bigger tolerance. You see what I'm saying? So like that paper cut, that's the most that you can handle at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you screamed at the top of your lungs. Right. After a while, you get paper cuts, you be like, oh, I got paper cut. And that's literally how you handle it. Like, paper, you got a band-aid.
Like a splinter.
Yeah. Like at the most, you be like, you got a Band-Aid? Like, like, but
a kid be crying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Big snot balls, like, bro, it's a splinter, man. Like, what's wrong with you? But that's all they can handle at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so, like, that's what I think it is. So later on in life, as we get older, the reason why we have these harder tragedies, the reason why our rock bottom looks different is because at that point in time, our tolerance is harder. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can actually handle more of the stuff that's going. And that's the reason why we become bigger and more successful, or we fail harder. You see what I'm saying? Because we have to take those bigger risks because we have more of a reward that we're trying to grow. Right. We're trying to take care of our family, or we're trying to take care, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. When you a baby, you ain't even taking care of yourself. By the time you get to like middle high school, you start taking care of yourself a little bit. Like you feed yourself and, you know, stuff like that. You put your clothes on. You know, when you get in high school, you feel like you taking care of yourself. And then when you become an adult, you realize, wait, what?
Right. Yeah, right.
And so then at some point in time in your adulthood, you start taking care of other people. You know what I'm saying? And so like you're growing, like you see what I'm saying? Like through life, you're growing and you're adding more of those responsibilities. You're adding more that you can handle. You know what I'm saying? Like you continuously add more to your bag. Right. And it's like that with your pain. It's like that with all of it. Like you just add more to that bag. And that's the reason why you kind of have to like take these risks. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to, because the same behaviors that you was doing when you was 2 ain't gonna work when you 30.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't suck my thumb and look cute and the chick be like, aw.
So, okay. All right. So last question, man. So do you feel like an artist or anybody, not scratch artists, anybody that's trying to go into any type of business, do you feel like, or business school or whatever, do you feel like you need to, that person needs to be uncomfortable to be successful?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because some people lose their chance by trying to get themselves into a comfortable situation to fit them instead of, you know, that doesn't really elevate them.
When you're comfortable, you are not observant. When you are doing business, you need to be looking at everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like when you are comfortable, when you are comfortable, somebody else needs to be running your business. And if you're starting a business, somebody can't run it for you. You know what I'm saying? So when you first start off, you need to know what's going on. If I come to you in your business and you, as the owner of your business and you a small business, can't tell me what your business does or how your business does it, I'm not doing business with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you first starting off, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to be a little nervous and a little shaky and a little scared as you're doing the things. You have to appear confident. Right. You know what I'm saying? You have to appear like you know what you're doing. But because that little thing that tells you that danger's around, you know what I mean? Like that little instinct that's like, yo, danger. Yeah. It has to let you know when you're making a bad decision. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Your little Jiminy Cricket got to set you off. Like little Jiminy Cricket got to be like, nah, bro, that's not the business decision you need to make. Right. What? Now I'm gonna go make it. I Pinocchio, when your nose grow, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't say nothing. Right. When you turn into a donkey, like, don't say that's not the decision you need to make though. Right. But you need that little Jiminy Cricket. Right. And if you comfortable, you know what I'm saying? If you cooling and you in a situation and you feel like you got everything handled, you don't pay that attention to it. You see what I'm saying? You think about how many times you done blew money because you wasn't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody has done it. You having a good time at the club that night and you got comfortable, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You at the club, you got comfortable, you drinks, shorty over here making you feel comfortable, shorty over here make you feel comfortable, you buy a drink for her, next thing you know, you got 3 other chicks making you feel comfortable, bottles for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, the next morning you look in your bank account and you like, damn, I was comfortable as fuck last night. You know what I'm saying?
You got there comfortable.
I was comfortable. But like right around the first of the month, if you go to the club and you ain't paid your bills, the whole situation look different. Yeah. Let me get a beer. Oh, hey, shawty. Hey. She talking to you a little bit. You have an actual conversation before you offer a drink. Now you saying like because you uncomfortable. Right. I ain't finna buy this random chick no drink. You might buy a drink and walk away. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you looking for? Oh, you got a man and you faithful? Nah, you ain't getting no drink from me tonight. Right. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because you uncomfortable. Right. But when you comfortable, you don't care.
You don't care. Yeah. You go to the chick like, yeah, I know I can get her. She been eyeing me all night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is easy.
And it's the same thing with business. You know what I mean? Right. Like if you uncomfortable, you make smarter business decisions. Dude tells you, hey man, I can shoot videos. Okay, let me see your work. Right. What? Let me see your work. Yeah. Let me see that. Right. You got some reviews. How long it take you to get the product done? Right. It take you too long. Your work's good, but it take you too long. I appreciate you, but I need this done by this time. Otherwise, my client's gonna be mad. So I'm uncomfortable. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if you comfortable, you like, all right, you dope. It take you 3 months to get that done? Do I need it done? Nah, not really. Yeah, take whatever. Right. And 3 months later, you get some product that you should have had 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like
you should have had 3 days ago.
Yeah, like.
Hey, that's some fascinating shit, bro. Cause think about one last question. I know I said.
No, he's right.
Cause I have an issue with certain clients. Yeah. You know, like I tell people that go into business, like videographers or whatever, that's getting into as far as, you know, a lot of videographers hit me up because, you know, due to the fact been doing it for a while. So they ask me, they want opinions and stuff about how much they pricings and stuff like that. Like I tell them, I can't really tell you what a pricing is because I can't tell you what your drive and your body, how much you're willing to sit in a chair for.
Also, I can't tell you your knowledge level.
Yeah, your knowledge level.
Because you can have all the drive you want to. If you don't know how to do that thing, you're going to spend 18 hours doing something that take me 5 minutes.
Right. And then what customers don't understand, for one, like I tell people, there's a difference between clients and customers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like clients is the ones like, okay, these people spend every month.
You building relationships.
You build it like they spend this amount of money with you every month. Customers, they come and go, hey, my cousin's in town. He's only for the night. He's going back to Arizona in the morning or Florida. He needs a studio to just record tonight. Come through. That's a customer. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like the business aspect, the editing, like a lot of people look for the turnover time, like you said, the turnaround time. You have some people can film something Monday and expect it to be done Tuesday. Yeah.
I could do it. You ain't gonna like it. You ain't gonna like it. You ain't gonna like it. I mean, you'll probably like it. I'm lying. You'll like it. Yeah. I won't like it.
Yeah, I won't like it. Right.
And so like, I can do it for you that fast, but I ain't gonna want to put my name on it.
Facts.
And so
I'm not gonna promote it.
No, I'm definitely not promoting it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've done it. I had a client 2 weeks ago. That's literally what he wanted. We shot 8 hours worth of footage, and he wanted it in an hour, broken down to an hour-long segment. Like an hour long, 8 hours worth of footage. He wanted hour long edits and stuff like that, like an hour long video, and he wanted it the next day.
You don't know, just the rendering time takes.
I did it. he basically just got clumps of segments. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a couple like cuts in the middle, but like he got clumps of segments with like dead space and stuff that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I hated it, bro. I looked at it. I did another edit for it. Like I did another edit for my like just to see if I made me feel like, bro, yeah, I had to. Like, it was after I had sent it to him. I never sent him the other edit either. Like, I never sent him the other edit. But like, I was just like, bro, this is trash. Like, I was like, man, is this the best that I could do? Right. And so I sat down and did it. It took me, and then when I redid the edit, I did it over the weekend. So it took me 2 days. If the dude would have waited 2 days, you know what I'm saying? He would have got something that he wanted. But like, I had just shot 8 hours with you. I went back to the house that night. You know what I'm saying? And then that morning, I gotta send you something else off, bro. Like. It was like, I think he wanted it about like 2 or 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? That afternoon. There wasn't even sleep time in that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, all right, well, got to the house, started working on it. Like, got it. All right, man, there you go. And that's what you get. Right. He was happy with it.
Yeah. He loves the customer, happy with it.
And I was saying, he was happy with it. I've done other work for him since then. Not the same, but like I've done other work for him too.
Yeah.
But like I'm telling him too, like, bro, like you asking for something crazy in that one.
I mean, and that's another thing, another question, man. Last question. I know I keep saying
you straight, man.
The conversations are good, man. But that's another thing. Like us as editors, videographers, directors, you know, we have our brand name on a lot of this stuff, or most of all of it. Yeah. But even though a client come to us and they're paying us for a job for something that they want, we look at it and be like, I hate this, but it's what they want. Yeah. I know you hate that.
I do and I don't. Okay. I do and I don't because I've become a client too, and that's why I said like I started working with other people. So when I started working with other people heavy, I started realizing like the I want what I wanted. I paid for you. You know what I'm saying? I paid for it. Right. And it actually made me a better. I feel like I'm better working with people now. Better working with people because you understand more. Because I understand more. Cause I pay people like, you know what I'm saying, especially with these high dollar clients, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying high dollar like millionaires, like these thousandaire clients, you know what I'm saying? They pay me $3,000 for a video, right? Right. All right, man. Just get here. What you want?
What you want? What you need?
Got you. I'm gonna do it exactly as you want it. Right. I'll give you some feedback and like, hey, this is what I think. You know what I'm saying? And I'll ask, but I ask more permissions then. But like these guys that pay me like $100, $200. Oh yeah. Like you gonna get what I give you. Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna give you trash, but like,
but you didn't pay for what you get.
You are my advertisement. You see what I'm saying? Fact. And that's how I look at it. Fact. So like, you get more of me when you pay me $100 than the guy who pays me $3,000. You know what I'm saying? Fact. The guy who pays me $3,000, he can get more of him. He's paid for that value in that time. You see what I'm saying? Like, I get it, bro. I'm gonna hook you up because you fam, but like, to market the skill the way I want to, that's what you're getting for the $100. You know what I mean? Fact. And I break it down to them like that too. Like I'm not gonna take away from your vision. I'll try to get as close to it, but I'm not going back and doing 70 edits to line this up.
Line it up, because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, people, you know, if people understand, like I might have hours of footage from a music video, that's like, you know, that's so many hours of time
that you are watching.
That's taken away from time that you could be making money or doing some other stuff, whatever. So it's like you can have damn near $5,000 worth of footage. You know what I'm saying? But they only paid you $200-$300 just to shoot it. Yeah. But they want $5,000. They want that $5,000 image.
Yeah, and like I said, like at that point in time, like I said, I won't give you trash. I swear, you won't get trash even if you spend $50. Yeah. But I'm not going in, you know what I'm saying? Like I like layovers, and there's certain effects that I like. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm not going to spend the time to do that, and you can spend.
I might though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's because I'm doing more me.
Minor. It won't be.
Yeah, it won't be some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But it's going to feel more like what I want it to feel with your vision in mind. Your vision, right. Versus me trying to figure out what your vision is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference for me.
Yeah, because it's a big difference. Like I said, even with the editing, like I said, I could edit something in like a good hour or two. Yeah. You know, if I sit down, no distractions, about a good hour or two. That's just a simple, basic cut.
Yeah, cut page, yeah.
You know, but as far as, you know, because, you know, you got some music videos where it's more clean, cinematic transitions compared to your hard edge. Yeah. You know, a lot of, you know, because some people just be like, okay, I'm sitting on my porch the whole video. So I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to chop the fuck out this video because he in one location. Even if I put the cameras different angles,
you have
to
like
chop the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
then I'm
and you have to change, adjust the
it,
speeding and stuff like that to like
speed
all right, cool, yes,
like
yeah,
all this. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to do all this shit. So this more work. And I hate those type of videos. It's like because I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather shoot. You know, they're quick. But it spend more time because they want more effects on it to pop it. You got to add effects to make it pop compared to somebody with a storyline where we just go on to locations and you just want clean shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it depends, man. The video shoot that I was at yesterday, it wasn't like the one that I was working. There was one that was for me as an artist, and so the team that I was working with yesterday, they kind of do a mix. You know what I mean? Like they do, and I really like, but like the way they do is they do some planned out and then they do some ad libs. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they kind of blend the two styles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might give you a better feel if you're looking for something like that. So that's dope. But yeah, it's that kind of thing, you know, where it's just more or less like I think it's just adjusting and figuring out what works for you.
Right.
And for me as like a creator, right? For me as a creator, I think that's what I've learned is really what works for you. There's 50 million billion styles out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if you start talking about Asian, French, Russian influence stuff, because like even BBC, like everybody has a unique style or look or whatever. And all of the rules that we have, somebody has broken those exact rules. You know what I'm saying? And created a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like I think it's really just like you find the way that art speaks to you and you work with it and mold it.
Work with it and improve it.
Yeah. And you have to master that you thing. And that's what it is. It's just mastering that you thing that makes you stand out in that lane that everybody's doing.
Right. All right, King, man. So before we start off on NewbieVeT, man, how can they get in contact with you and there's any love you would like to shout out?
Oh, yeah, bro. Definitely got a lot of love to shout out. But you can find me at official_Vinzent, VINZENT. And that's pretty much on every platform. The music, I got it on iTunes. Just Google your boy Vinzent. And then you'll find it there too. Definitely got to shout out my boy Yogi, Northside Will.
Shout out Yogi.
Yeah, shout out Yogi. Say So Tease, James Let's Go. Who else on project? My boy Delanova Music. My boy Fed. P Motion. I don't know. If I forget you, it's not out of love, but like, yo, everybody though, you know how it goes. You know, I hate shout out sections. You're like, yo, everybody who I've ever known.
Yeah, you say, oh, everybody like, hey man, really?